No, baby, that's for somebody else. We're just gonna keep you right where you're at right now.
It doesn't matter what you think.
The Wrestling Wrealm presents Break It Down with Brian H.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this edition of Break It Down with Brian H. I'm your host, Brian H. Waters. This show, of course, is brought to you by the Wrestling Wrealm. We are live right here on the YouTube channel, so make sure you click the button below to subscribe. That way, you get notified each and every time we drop a new episode. And you might wonder, well, where can I find you elsewhere? Guess what? Just simply go on Twitter and Instagram. Follow me at Wrestling Wrealm. Follow my personal page at Brian H. Waters. Both handles, both places. But then also subscribe to us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, you name it. We are there. And guess what? We've just been informed that we are now on Pandora Radio. So make sure you check us out over there as well, where you can get all the latest updates. So, and of course, like I said, we have a Facebook fan group, so you could definitely check us out there as well. Just go on Facebook, search the Wrestling Wrealm, jump in the conversation. There's a lot of intelligence that go on right there, because that's what we do, folks. So now we got somebody in the chat. It's my man Dave. What up, Dave? Appreciate you checking out the show, joining me live. Let's talk. Ladies and gentlemen, I hate to do it, but it's gotta be a tapped out. It just has to.
Here's our tapped out segment of the week.
Folks, at the time of this recording, and as my clock says, 10:10 p.m., WrestleMania 36 is hanging in the balance. It is a possibility that the show will be canceled. Here's why. There's a thing called COVID-19 running wild all over the world. It's, you can check your sources. There's a few maps out there that'll let you know exactly where this virus is. Nobody knows how to cure it. Nobody knows what to do. So everybody has to play it safe. Quite frankly, the WWE will be meeting with Tampa officials tomorrow, or maybe I believe they're meeting, or maybe there will be a meeting. Nonetheless, there will be a meeting, and then they will decide what to do. Just a few minutes ago, the National Basketball Association have officially suspended the season. I know we usually don't break other news here on Break It Down with Brian H. And what a 2-year anniversary episode this is. However, it is official that the National Basketball Association, the NBA, has suspended the season. And they'll meet to figure out how to go about that. Because one of their players, Rudy Gobert, has officially tested positive for COVID-19, also known as the coronavirus. So certainly we send out our prayers out to him, and anybody else who has it. I also got word before going live that Tom Hanks has it. So my thoughts and prayers go out. That is why WrestleMania is hanging in the balance. I know some people don't like to hear that. Some people don't want to take it serious, but it is what it is. It could WrestleMania 9 times out of 10. If I had to take a guess, I would have to say that I believe WrestleMania will be canceled tomorrow or postponed. There's also talks it could be postponed to a later date. As you know, we get ready to get into the summer. We got Money in the Bank coming up. We got SummerSlam, 2 huge pay-per-views. What does that mean for them? Excuse me. What does that mean for them? We have What else? I mean, man, we got, like I said, we got Money in the Bank. We got a lot of indie shows. That's what, I'm thinking about. A lot of these indie shows that will not be able to run because WWE is going to get their money. Now, the president has suspended all flights international. So nobody can go over to Europe and what have you. I would think maybe they're not allowing people from Europe over into the United States. I was on Wrestling with Johnner's podcast the other day. Shout out to my man John. He said he came over for WrestleMania 34. He's from the UK. So this is a time of year where a lot of people come over to watch the WWE for WrestleMania. It's a huge trip for a lot of people. So, I'm not, I don't know. Like I said, I'm expecting this to be postponed. Safety first. We love wrestling, but it's not worth dying over, folks. But, and Dave just sent me a message, a question. We'll get to From the Realm, but this regards to this right here. Because Roger asked, that's going to be on From the Realm. So I'll answer that question right now. Yes, Roger, I do think WrestleMania will be canceled. Dave is asking, do you think WrestleMania could be played in an empty arena? If it was another show, yeah. But I think the WWE wants that fan experience. Now, here's what I would suggest. That you take some of these matches, some of your lower level matches, and you put them in a empty arena match. Perhaps your Riot Squad versus, I believe the Riot Squad are going to take on each other in a triple threat match. You put that in an empty arena match. You take the ladder match that you were going to do for the Intercontinental Championship. More than likely, you were probably going to do that. Maybe they wasn't, but you put the Intercontinental Championship on the line. I think your big money matchups, your Drew McIntyre versus Brock Lesnar, your Goldberg versus Roman Reigns, you hold that off. You keep building towards that. Your AJ Styles and Undertaker, Edge and Randy Orton, those matches hold off. Charlotte and Rhea Ripley, their whole storyline is based on WrestleMania. Charlotte saying, like, as good as you are, and that's where I was getting ready to get into next. Charlotte's telling Rhea, as good as you are, that you never wrestled at WrestleMania. It's a whole different ball game. So this is not a match you want to have in an empty arena because that's the psyche of Charlotte. She's reminding Rhea, hey, I'm in your head because I'm used to it. I've main evented WrestleMania. I've won in front of 100,000 people when I became women's champion. You're used to wrestling in front of these thousands of fans on NXT. What are you going to do when the lights on? And we saw that this past Monday on Raw. Charlotte would come out there and, talk trash, and Rhea popped her in the mouth. They got into a scrap again on NXT tonight. Charlotte hit her with the figure four around the goalpost. Reminded, something her daddy. Well, Bret Hart did this more, I believe, than Ric Flair. Let me know if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure you guys will. But I believe Bret did this way more than Ric Flair did. So, I'm really looking forward to this match. I love the way this is building. Do not let them wrestle. Do not have a tag team match, please. I want to see them square up in the ring. Yes, I believe they was in a tag team match before the Survivor Series because, if I'm not mistaken, Rhea pinned Sasha, Shayna, and Becky on the way, or Bayley, or something like that. She had beat all these ladies leading up to, in that championship weekend that she had. So that's what I want to see. What are they going to do right here? Not championship weekend, Survivor Series weekend. No, it could have been Bayley. Maybe she did get Charlotte. Nonetheless, I want to see this match happen right now. So, let's move on. We're sticking with the women. We got number one contenders, or I guess we don't have number one contenders. We got Mia Yim and Tegan Nox. They both won their respective matches. They will be in the number one contendership at TakeOver Tampa. We will continue the show as if everything's going to happen. They will be in the show at TakeOver Tampa. So I really like this. I like Mia Yim going out there. Thought she did a good job. She still had, in her match with Dakota Kai, I thought was solid. and Dakota Kai has an enforcer, and it just reminds me of Shawn Michaels and Diesel all over again. I love it. And Dakota Kai was like HBK, that lovable baby face beforehand. Now, and she's out there and she's taking on, she's become a heel, and now she has a big, a huge bodyguard. Who's gonna do something with that woman? So, but Mia Yim was able to get the victory, and Tegan Nox also getting a win over Deonna Purrazzo. I like Deonna Purrazzo's presentation now. Like I said, I've watched her on the indies. I always thought she was skilled. It's just a lot of times I just thought she was bland in personality. But I think the way she's presented, she looks a lot better. Now I want to see where they go with her next. I tell you, next week, Candice LeRae, Mercedes Martinez. That is a match I am definitely looking forward to. I think that will be phenomenal. So, it says maybe experiencing buffer, so I apologize. This show will be available on demand. So if you missed part of it, you can definitely go back and watch it. So, how about the Broserweights retaining the tag team championships this past week against the Undisputed Era in the main event of the evening? But before that, we saw Velveteen Dream stand up and let Adam Cole know he's coming after him. He's coming for that NXT championship. If there's a guy who could dethrone him, it could be the Velveteen Dream. I'm not sure if it's going to happen, but I do think when it does, I think that's when the Undisputed Era perhaps goes to the main roster. No, don't do it right now. I don't want to see that, because I feel like they're going to not be the same, but it could be wrong. But I do think I'm gonna see how this plays out, because I could see the Dream coming up just short in a match with Adam Cole. Adam Cole will be, by the time this goes out, the longest reigning NXT champion. And I posted some clips earlier today, and one of the things I said was, who's the top, it was a clip from the Wrealm back in season 1. Shawn the Shark Williams asked, who would become NXT champion first? Would it be the Velveteen Dream, or would it be Adam Cole? I picked Adam Cole, and I looked, I said, hey, guess what? I'm right. Make sure you follow the Wrealm on Twitter. You can see that clip. So, moving on. Finn Balor shows his passport. You know what that means? He is going over to NXT UK to take on Walter, meaning he's going to call him out. This is a match that has to happen at TakeOver Tampa. I think this is going to be phenomenal. I've said this, like, Balor belongs in NXT. He says it's like Broadway. I mean, it just fits him. Yes, he's the first WWE Universal Champion. You do wonder, what if he never got hurt? How far would he have went with that? He got hurt. We got Kevin Owens. Obviously, I enjoyed that. But I do wonder all the time, what would have happened if we would have got Finn Balor? So, but folks, I'm going to go ahead and take my first break. I got a quick I'm going to go back. It's International Women's Month. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a earlier interview that I had with my good friend Amber Rodriguez on an episode of Wrestling for the Culture. And here's that. I'll be back after this.
What was the moment? Like, was there one moment, a single moment where you said, it is time, and you knew it was like, there was like, you was invested 100% all in on coming back?
Honestly, I gotta say, like, when I saw my best friend Nyla Rose do her thing, and she made it, like, she's so big now, and I'm so happy for her. Like, please don't get this misunderstood. Like, I'm so happy for her. But it got me wondering, like, man, like, what if I had stuck to it? You know what I mean? So it's just, I want to motivation for myself. I want to stop wondering what if. This is for me.
So I'm glad you brought up Nyla when you told her, because knowing her, I don't know her as well as everybody else does, but one thing I do know is that you two have a very, very tight bond and friendship. So knowing that, I'm pretty sure she was stoked. But go into her reaction. Tell us what she said when you.
Well, I mean, I think it was when I was telling her that I wanted to do this promo. Like, that's when I was like, I want to get back into it, but I don't want to just jump back into wrestling. Like, I don't want to just, you know, be low key about it. Like, I want to kind of build up that moment. And that's when the thought of me doing this promo came up. And we was talking about it. I mean, she was the biggest one, like, telling me that I would come back. Like, I remember, I think it was like 4 years ago when I was just so, like, just done, you know what I mean? And that was the first thing she said, "Oh, you'll be back." And then here we are.
And I'm back, so make sure you subscribe to the channel. Go on YouTube right now. You can catch that full interview. So, now, let's see where we at in the rundown. AEW. Let's talk some AEW. Jake the Snake Roberts last week told us that he was going to have a client. You know, we saw him show up with Cody Rhodes. You thought, okay, here's another legend. But they called him out. And then this week, he unveiled Lance Archer. This is all I need to see. I'm excited to see where they go with this. Cody's one of the people on AEW. He's a star. He's somebody that you want to see what he's doing, where he's going, who he's going to face next. I do wish that he did not create that stipulation. I wish he didn't create that stipulation about not having a not being involved in a championship match. Like, why? I understand part of it is like you don't want your ego, you don't want people to even think, but no, that was not necessary. So, but I'm definitely interested to see what they do here. They need stars, and this is going to be exciting. I see RF Gaming Channel, great conversation on Wrestling Facebook group. Could Money in the Bank date become the new Mania date? You know what? I'm going to go ahead and answer that right now and say probably not. I'll tell you this, really, I'm gonna be biased. I hope not, because Money in the Bank is supposed to be right here in Baltimore, and I want to go. Quite frankly, I want to go. Now, it is, I believe it's in June, maybe July, so hopefully not. But if it is, you know, I'll get a chance to go. You know, hopefully, maybe I can go. It'll be after school and all that other stuff. But I hope not. Hope it's not at that time. So, but yeah, I'm very excited. Back to AEW, and then, you know, sticking with the women, the Big Swole came out to address Britt Baker. You know, every week Britt Baker's been coming out there harassing Tony Schiavone, talking about this, talking about that, and it's honestly, quite frankly, it's been annoying. But and I tweeted this and I posted it. I said, she has go away heat. Like, okay, we had enough of you. We don't want to see you. But then guess what? She comes out there and here comes the Big Swole, and they exchange words, and she let her know. And then Britt just had to say something about her husband. No, her boyfriend. She goes, you know, your boyfriend, no, that's the only wrestler anybody in your family cares about. Then she reminded her that I'm married, bae. Now, I don't know. Maybe there's some underlying stuff going on here. Perhaps Britt Baker wants to get married. Maybe she revealed that to her, and Big Swole turned it around to use it against her. Nonetheless, real or not, storyline or not, this is going to be interesting. I want to see how far they go with this. This is a feud. Britt Baker needs a dance partner. I've been saying that over and over again, because coming out there insulting Tony Schiavone has been getting annoying. When she came out there, she was a dentist. They reminded her that she was a dentist. That was annoying. They made her a baby face. That was annoying. But now, putting her in a feud with Big Swole is believable. Now, I want to see how far this goes. I want to see, this lead to the next challengers for the the AEW Women's Championship? So, only time will tell. Keith Lee, how about him tonight? Took on, what's his name? He took on Cameron Grimes for the NXT Championship, NXT North American Championship, excuse me. And he would retain his title. But afterwards, he was attacked by Damian Priest. And then Dominik Dijakovic would come out there to assist him. But because he was attacked from behind, he thought it was Dijakovic. I mean, it would make sense, right? Dijakovic came up short against him for the title. Why not attack him while his back is turned? Excuse me. With that being said, Keith Lee would attack him. And now everybody's confused. Like, whoa, Keith, what you doing? This makes sense. I think this leads to probably a triple threat match again for the title. Perhaps a fatal four-way match at TakeOver Tampa. And I think Dijakovic gets it. I don't think Keith Lee holds on to the title that long because I think he'll be propelled to the main roster soon. Kind of like Ricochet. You know, Ricochet didn't get that NXT championship. He won title and then moved on. More on him later. So, but, you know, it's definitely NXT, obviously. It's been great to watch each and every week. You know, we saw Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano going at it tonight. Ciampa came out there. He had something to say. And Johnny Gargano reminded him. He reminded the people. Look, he was the bad guy. He was the worst person in NXT history. But all of a sudden, y'all came and y'all cheered for him after all this. Which absolutely made no sense. When you think about it, you think about all that Tommaso Ciampa has done. I've said over and over again, he was the best heel in wrestling, period. And then he comes back, all of a sudden, we're cheering him. You know, it's that return pop. And Gargano reminded us of that. And that's why he did what he did. And the two would go all over the place, all over the Performance Center. Boy, you already know they're going to steal the show. I mean, this is money. When they go down and break down feuds, they're going to talk about Hogan and Savage. They're going to talk about Rock and Austin. They're going to talk about Undertaker and Kane, John Cena and Randy Orton. And then they're going to talk about Ciampa and Gargano, because that is a feud that you can always go back to and make money. So, yeah, I'm really excited about this. I know I've been excited about quite a few things in wrestling, but this is one of those feuds that you could always go back to because it just works. And now you flipped it. You made Gargano the bad guy. It's like, whoa, you know. And like Shark said on his show, why would you ask Gargano why? Did you not pay attention? There's never a reason to say, why did you do what you just did? And he let us know. You constantly disrespected me, my family, XYZ. So, now, the Inner Circle. They letting people know they're not to be messed with. Jericho lost the title, but he didn't disappear. They attacked one of the Young Bucks. I want to say it was Nick Jackson. I get them mixed up, folks. I'm not going to sit up here and act like I know the Bucks like that. But, yeah, they attacked him and had him bleeding from the mouth. And that would lead to the, you know, at the end of the night, they would come back and seek revenge, but it was the Inner Circle standing tall. This is a heel group. This is a heel group I love. I just want to see others step up to their level. Now, I know they got this group with Pac. I'm interested to see where they're going. So, this is definitely going to be fun nonetheless. So, I'm going to go ahead and take another break. This week, on Breaking Through the Glass Ceiling, my other podcast, which you can find same place you find the Wrestling, just different channel, obviously. I got my boy Michael Lau coming on. Check him out. I call him your mentor's favorite mentor.
This is the guy that you're talking to right now. This is the guy that's been this way since day number one. Okay, I am not some celebrity journalist. I'm just like everybody else in this business. We're all trying to make our ends meet. We're trying to make a living, an honest living. We're all trying to survive and just make ourselves happy with what we chose as a professional career, do our best work, and like we just mentioned, just keep passing it on and just making sure that anybody that's in a struggle. You saw recently that one of my mentees was just became a member of the NABJ, and we were on the phone about this for the last couple of weeks. She was struggling trying to figure out what she wanted to do with her professional career, and I told her, you should join the NABJ. And you saw what happened when it became a topic on Twitter. She was trending. I said, now you see what happens? Now you're trending. Now you got the door open because now people know who you are. That's why you should join the NABJ, because now you got people like your mentor who know other people that then say, I know this sister or I know this brother. Give them a shot to give them a job. Let them show you what they can do.
And I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. So that was my boy, Michael Lau. Make sure you get ready. Tune in to that episode. Drops this Monday on Breaking Through Glass Ceiling Found, brought to you by B. Waters Productions. So, speaking of B. Waters Productions, man, I tell you, fortunately, this coronavirus, COVID-19 is causing my phone and watch to blow up. But, now it's time to go around the net. Around the Net, brought to you by B. Waters Productions. If you're looking to get an event filmed or high quality pictures, you want professional quality, simply go on Instagram at B. Waters Productions and visit www.brianhwaters.com to book B. Waters Productions for your event. So we start off with Booker T. He was the first one I know of that I read, wrestling promotion, to cancel a show. He canceled his shows that's taking place this week. So, in light of the coronavirus. So we'll, as of now, the tweet says that this show's plan to go on as far as WrestleMania weekend is concerned. That is the end of March, but we'll find out, obviously. James Harrison, as they used to call him Debo, used to former player for the Pittsburgh Steelers, has now continuing his acting career in the world of professional wrestling. He'll be taking, he will be in a new show called Heels with a Z that will air on Stars. It's a pro wrestling series. So congratulations to him. Obviously, I was not a fan of James Harrison. Why? Because he played for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I'm a Ravens fan, and he gave us the blues, especially Joe Flacco, when Flacco was our quarterback. AJ Styles has called out The Undertaker. He would go on WWE Backstage this past Tuesday, indicating that he was saying all the stuff that fans have been saying, as far as you had a moment at WrestleMania when you raised your hand. I just said that a few weeks ago, right? About how WrestleMania 33 just wasn't the same, and we had these moments, but then they took it away from us because The Undertaker decided to come back. Well, AJ Styles brought that up, and then he jumped out of kayfabe and just basically said, "Look, I want to learn what I can from him. He's not at the age where he can't learn anymore, so he wants that match with The Undertaker." That's why, man, I really hope they can find a cure for this virus. Obviously, for obvious reasons, but man, I really want to see this match. I want to ask you guys a question. If AJ Styles was younger, if Undertaker was younger, could this match be better than AJ Styles or Shawn Michaels and Undertaker? Let me know what you think. Charlotte Flair did an interview where she said she discussed how she started doing the figure 8. Said she got the idea to bridge the figure 4 from Sarah Amato, formerly known as Sarah Del Rey. And then, after doing the figure 8, after doing it, Simon Gotch named the move the figure 8 because he said it's twice as nice. So I thought that was a pretty cool story. Obviously, she used it to end Asuka's streak, as you see right there on the screen. She used it to end Asuka's streak at WrestleMania 34. One of my favorite WrestleMania matches. It's my top 5. And guess what? Because it's my show, I'm going to tell you my top 5 WrestleMania matches, personally. So you guys say what you want, but these are my personal top 5 WrestleMania matches. WrestleMania 28, The Rock versus John Cena. Why? It's simply because it's my first main event. Just that's all you need to know. Then WrestleMania 35, Kofi Kingston versus Daniel Bryan. A beautiful match. Just absolutely beautiful. WrestleMania 34. Yes, WrestleMania 34, Charlotte versus Asuka. That was one of them. Then there was, the other ones interchange. But WrestleMania 18, Hogan versus Rock. I mean, you don't even have to ask why. As a child, it was just phenomenal, to say the least. And then my fifth favorite WrestleMania match of all time, Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker at WrestleMania 25. Now, for the longest time, I'm not going to lie, I was saying, oh, yeah, the match at WrestleMania 26 was better, yada, yada, yada. But I'm not fooling myself. I go back. I got to go back. I'll go with the majority on this one. But now, moving on, Gronk has officially, he's getting close to signing a deal with the WWE. Back in August, he was quoted saying, sure, he would like to do it maybe 5 years down the line. Maybe a match here or there, a cool spot. But word on the street is that he will be signing a deal. Now, I'm not a Gronk fan because he played for the Patriots. But I am interested to see what he does here. Who knows? Maybe it'll be cool. I don't know. I'm not going to hate on him no more. It was a cool spot when he came in the ring at WrestleMania 33. The crowd in Orlando popped for it when he knocked out Jinder Mahal. This is actually a few months before Jinder would become WWE champion. But, yeah, he celebrated with Mojo Rawley. So that is this week's Around the Net. Now it's time to answer your questions. You know what that means? It's time to come from the realm.
And now for our From the Realm segment, where I answer your questions from the Facebook fan page, the Facebook group page, and the Twitter at Wrestling Realm.
From the realm this week, our first question comes from my boy, Sean the Shark Williams. You know Sean by now. He's been on the show a couple of times. He's on here last week. And his question is, how worried should we be for a guy like Adam Cole or Johnny Gargano or other NXT heavy hitters on the main roster when WWE and Vince especially seem to blow it with guys like Aleister Black and Ricochet? Shark, I'm going to be honest with you. Here's the thing. Aleister Black, to me, didn't have a character that's extremely marketable, nor did he have a character that was, I ain't going to say fully developed. To me, he had that cult-like following. So I don't know if they blew it, but to me, he just hasn't found himself. Ricochet, the same thing I was afraid of was that his height. I hate to be that guy, but I thought his height was going to get him, and sure enough, eventually it would. Now, I do think there's time for him to bounce back. This could be a humbling experience. This could be a test to see how humble he can remain. But, and I know a lot of people like to say Triple H, how far does Triple H fight for these guys when they get to the main roster, and gals? That's what I want to know. But as far as Gargano, I would be afraid for, because I'm not sure how a large audience will love him. Now, Adam Cole is money. And I know my guy Terrence out there doesn't think so. He thinks he's a poor man Shawn Michaels. But nonetheless, so be it. I think Adam Cole, I've said this time and time again, I think he will main event WrestleMania one day. He has the charisma. He has the looks. He has the moveset. So I'm not worried about him, because I think if you tried to hold him down, you couldn't. But with the exception of a guy like Roman Reigns and to an extent Bray Wyatt and Seth Rollins, you look at it and you're like, man, how many of these NXT stars have really came up and had a huge impact? Now, you go back to WrestleMania 31. I know Triple H said that every match, except him and Sting, had a player from NXT in it. And I got to go back and look at the full card. But it does make you wonder, you know, a guy like Rusev. Rusev seemed like he was going to be there, but then for whatever reason, they say, So, I don't know, man. But you have a good point. And I understand your questions. So, but let's move on because Shark, of course, has another question. His second question, if my computer, oh, come on. All right, yeah, second question is, with that stupid caged pet fake spider angle after Drew McIntyre crushed it, what's next for Eric Rowan? Shark. I said the same thing the other night. I don't know. You know, we talked about this. The Wyatt family, they haven't been the same. And I don't know what's next for Eric Rowan. I hope he gets repackaged. This is a big guy, and he has that big man sort of charisma where you don't need him to say much. You know, just let him go out there and just dominate, throw people around. For goodness sake, like the Viking experience. You know, when they came out, remember, I was looking through old shows, and I remember when you asked me when they was going to finally get competition. Now they are, you know, they won the tag titles at one point. Just let Rowan do that. Rowan should be going for championships. He should be challenging Lesnar or waiting up next for Drew McIntyre, not getting squashed by McIntyre so McIntyre can have warm-up matches. Come on, man. So, I don't know. So, his next question is... Oh. Come on, pull up. All right, there we go. Next question from Shark. What stipulation would you use for Orton versus Edge? Guaranteed neither guy is going to play by the rules. Just simple no disqualification. I don't think there needs to be a ladder, a cage, a weapons. Just simple no disqualification. No extreme rules because then you're forced to get the weapons. Just let these guys go out. Maybe falls count anywhere if I had to choose something. But I think, you know, if this is the video game, I'm going into the settings and I'm turning this off. Let this match be no disqualification. I'm turning off disqualification. I'm turning off countouts. Let that be it. And let these two guys go at it. That's what, you know, if this was a shoot, you would see probably a knockout the way we did at SummerSlam. But it's not a shoot. So just keep it simple. So, and then let's see. What else we got here? Next question. Oh, come on. All right, Roger, we answered that earlier. I think WrestleMania will be postponed. I won't say canceled. And then the last question. It's over from my boys over at View from the Top Rope. Make sure you check out their podcast. Very good one. My boys, I'm about to draw a blank. Chad and Diesel. So, question is, with last week's reveal of Rowan's Spider, and now this week with the subsequent destruction by McIntyre, when is the best time an angle has been dropped for being idiotic and horrible? This is going to be a sensitive one. But I was trying to think about this. And I have to say, best time was simply when Vince McMahon was dead. I thought that was stupid. I remember at the time, people turning away from it. You know, and this is the early days of like the internet. But I remember like meeting wrestling fans and they said, man, you know, after that, I was just kind of through with it. I didn't like it. So that's where I'm at with that one. That is the one I have to say that was just, no, you don't play with death. And unfortunately, at the unfortunate passing of Chris Benoit, that forced the WWE's hand. So that was what I have to say. That was it, you know. You know, other than that, yeah, that was the first one that came to mind. And, you know, if I think of something else, you know, because I thought about this and I was doing a lot of stuff, I was like, no, I can't think of nothing worse, you know. But if I do, I'll definitely tweet about it. I'll talk about it on the show. So, but ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me on the 2-year anniversary of Break It Down with Brian H. Thank you so much, everybody who's tuned in. You know, I mean, these 2 years have been amazing. Like I said, you know, you go back and look at the show, it's made quite a few changes from being in one place to another. There's been, like I said earlier before, times I've taken the show on the road with traveling for work. I did the show from Chicago at one point. I did the show from New Orleans, you know, and I'm definitely looking to get back out there, some of these indie shows, to connect with some wrestlers. I got some more interviews I got coming up down the ranks. So then if there's somebody you want me to interview, let me know. I'll try to do that. It's definitely been fun. It's been a fun ride. We're getting ready for season 3. And I'm just excited. You know, we'll say this is the first episode of season 3. But shout out to the real Dwayne Allen for all the support. If I need him to jump on the show, he'll do it if he's available. But obviously, you know, the previews, shout out to my brother Hugh. When I put together the logo, he was, you know, he kind of went over it and he said, oh, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? So, you know, like I said, I'm really excited. There are times where I'm like, man, you know what? I don't feel like recording. And, you know, I mean, anybody who does podcasting or shows, they'll tell you that that's going to happen. There's going to be nights where you don't feel like it. There's going to be nights where you're like, yo, I ain't got it tonight. Then there's going to be like some super nights where you're like very excited. And I'm excited to now be able to go live right here on YouTube. So I think that's going to be cool. And, you know, I was thinking about maybe I'll do some Facebook lives, do some podcasts live right on Facebook. We'll see. But make sure that if you do not know, you are following the Wrestling Wrealm simply by going on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher. You know, we are there. Subscribe to the show, right? Like, click the button. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Click the button. Turn the bell notifications on, man. Just do it. You know, turn the bell notifications on. That's all you got to do. You know, follow us on Twitter. Talk to us. You know, there's everything right there that you need. So, until the next time, folks, I'm Brian H. Waters. So long, everybody.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Break It Down with Brian H. Hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell so you get notified every time the Wrestling Wrealm posts new content.